Dear Starseed from Gaia, you'll wear something ordinary that day, but he will remember it forever because your presence, not your appearance, will awaken something his soul has never forgotten. I am Ophelia, emissary of the Galactic Federation of Light, and the reunion guides are speaking through me with a message timed for this sacred moment. By the end of this transmission, you'll understand exactly how to recognize your divine counterpart through the small, unforgettable signs surrounding your reunion. But here's the first revelation. He will not remember the outfit because it was extraordinary. He will remember how your energy made him feel safe, seen, and strangely at home. You didn't find this message by chance. Your twin flame journey led you here because a meaningful encounter is being prepared through divine timing. This isn't just a message, it's a moment of divine intervention. Like this transmission to affirm to the universe, my heart is ready for divine love. Subscribe if you're aligning with sacred union, and comment Alephin Alephin if your heart recognizes this truth. Your heart knows why you're here. Not every soul who hears this message is ready to act on it. But if your heart is beating differently right now, if something inside you whispered, "This is for me," then the next step has already chosen you. The Divine Love Frequency Code holds the complete activation sequence for sacred partnership, the wound clearing, the recognition map, the 11-minute practice that shifts your entire energetic field. You'll find it in the first pinned comment below, but only while this window remains open. What matters now is not the clothing, the setting, or the details you believe must be perfect before love can find you. What matters is the frequency you carry when the moment arrives. Because the deepest encounters are rarely announced by thunder, they often enter quietly, through an ordinary day, an unguarded smile, a familiar feeling moving through an unfamiliar room. You may be standing in line, walking beneath the soft gold of an evening sky, reaching for something on a shelf, or simply going about a day you considered unimportant. And yet, within that ordinary moment, something may shift. The air may feel more spacious. Time may seem to pause for the briefest breath. You may sense that life has placed two paths beside one another, with a tenderness too precise to be accidental. And this is where many souls become confused. They expect divine love to feel dramatic from the beginning. They imagine a sudden rush, an undeniable sign, a moment so intense that every doubt disappears. But sacred recognition does not always arrive as intensity. Sometimes it arrives as peace. Sometimes it feels like your nervous system has finally stopped preparing for disappointment. Sometimes it is simply the strange sensation of being seen without having to perform. There may be no lightning in the sky, no perfect sentence, no cinematic music rising behind the moment. There may only be a quiet warmth in your chest and the feeling that you are not being pulled away from yourself. You are being gently returned to yourself. Intensity can consume your attention, but peace can transform your life. Intensity may make you feel chosen for a moment, while peace teaches you that you are safe enough to remain present. This is why you must learn to listen beneath the excitement. Ask yourself what happens inside your body near a connection. Do you become more honest, more grounded, more spacious? Or do you begin monitoring every message, fearing every silence, and confusing emotional turbulence with spiritual significance? The soul does not need chaos to recognize what is true. You may have spent years believing that love would come only after you became more beautiful, more healed, more successful, more spiritual, or more certain of yourself. You may have learned to treat your heart like a room that must be cleaned before anyone worthy is allowed inside. But divine love does not wait for you to become flawless. It asks you to become honest. It asks you to stop abandoning yourself in the hope that someone else will choose you. Even the rooms within you that still carry dust, grief, and unfinished memories can hold light. A heart in healing is not a heart disqualified. It is a heart learning how to receive without turning every kindness into a debt. There is an invisible pattern beneath many experiences of loneliness. It is not always that love is absent. Sometimes your heart has become so accustomed to guarding itself that it cannot recognize love unless love arrives wearing the familiar face of struggle. You may call anxiety chemistry. You may call inconsistency mystery. You may call emotional distance a test of your devotion. And because the heart remembers what it has survived, it can mistake the old pain for a sacred connection. The familiar can feel strangely comforting, even when it is harmful. because the body often chooses what it knows before it chooses what is good. Notice the stories you tell yourself when someone becomes unavailable. Do you feel compelled to prove your value? Do you begin searching for hidden meanings in every word? Do you become more attracted when the other person becomes less present? These questions are not meant to shame you. They are lanterns. They illuminate the places where an old pattern may still be asking to be witnessed. Healing begins when you stop calling the cage your home simply because you learned how to decorate it. This is one of the great recalibrations of the heart. You begin to understand that the person who activates your wounds is not automatically the person assigned to heal them. A powerful connection is not always a safe connection. A magnetic pole is not always divine timing. And the fact that someone occupies your thoughts does not necessarily mean they are aligned with your future. Sometimes a person occupies your thoughts because they touched an unhealed place, not because they are carrying your destiny. Sometimes the soul uses a difficult encounter as a mirror, showing you exactly where you are still willing to negotiate against your own peace. The Arcturian wisdom held within the heart is simple. Resonance is revealed not only by attraction, but by expansion. The right connection may challenge you, but it will not require you to disappear. It may awaken your deepest emotions, but it will not make you betray your own knowing. It may bring old wounds to the surface, but it will also create a field where those wounds can be met with compassion rather than repeated. A true resonance feels like a widening sky. You can breathe. You can speak. You can have a life beyond the connection and still feel connected within it. When two people are aligned, their bond does not become a substitute for consciousness. It becomes a place where consciousness can deepen. You are not asked to surrender your discernment at the altar of romance. You are asked to bring discernment into romance so that love becomes an expression of truth rather than an escape from it. This is why the ordinary moment matters. You are not being prepared to impress love. You are being prepared to receive it without suspicion. You are being prepared to remain present when something beautiful does not feel familiar. You are being prepared to let tenderness exist without immediately asking how long it will last. The soul that has known abandonment may try to leave before it can be left. The soul that has known betrayal may interrogate every kindness. But slowly, gently, you are learning that the future does not have to repeat the language of the past. The first key is the worthiness unlock. You must stop treating love as a reward for perfect healing. Somewhere in your emotional body, an old belief may still be waiting. When I become enough, someone will stay. When I become easier to love, someone will choose me. When I stop needing anything, I will finally be safe in a relationship. But this belief turns intimacy into a performance. It makes you monitor your words, hide your needs, and offer only the parts of yourself you believe will be accepted. The heart cannot experience sacred union while it is auditioning for approval. Divine love begins to move closer when you understand that your needs do not make you burdensome, your sensitivity does not make you weak, and your history does not disqualify you from being cherished. Scripture says that you are fearfully and wonderfully made. That truth does not become less true because someone failed to recognize it. You were not created to spend your life standing before another person with an open book, waiting for them to decide whether your story is worthy of being continued. You are not a problem waiting for the correct person to solve. You are a living soul, already carrying divine dignity. The right partnership will not demand that you shrink your light to make another person comfortable. It will teach both of you how to stand in the light without competing with it. Place your hand over your heart and notice whether you are waiting for permission to receive. You do not need to earn the right to be met with consistency. You do not need to become less intense, less emotional, less perceptive, or less alive. Worthiness is not a mood you manufacture. It is the ground beneath you, even on the days you cannot feel it. Breathe into that ground. Imagine roots moving from your body into the earth, drawing up the quiet assurance that you belong here, that love is not reserved for some more polished version of you. The second key is the recognition mirror. Your divine counterpart is not meant to complete the parts of you that you refuse to meet. The deepest relationship does not arrive to rescue you from your life. It reflects the life you have learned to inhabit from within. When you honor your own inner voice, you are more likely to recognize another person who honors theirs. When you learn to care for your own spirit, you become capable of offering care without turning it into self-erasure. This does not mean you must become entirely independent or never desire support. It means you stop asking another person to prove that you exist. You stop handing them the authority to define your beauty, your future, or your value. When you begin to see yourself clearly, you become less available for connections built on confusion. You no longer need someone to choose you in order to choose yourself. The mirror may reveal qualities you have tried to hide. It may show you that you are more courageous than you believed, but also that you have tolerated situations beneath your own standards. It may show you that your longing is genuine, but that longing must be guided by wisdom. The person aligned with you will not merely mirror your dreams, they will mirror your responsibility to live them. This is often when the energy around love changes. You may notice that certain conversations no longer satisfy you. You may lose interest in chasing explanations from people who offer no clarity. You may feel lonely for a while, not because you are being punished, but because your old emotional environment no longer matches your emerging self. The empty space is not evidence that you made a mistake. It is the space where a new pattern is taking shape. A field must sometimes lie fallow before it can produce a different harvest. The third key is karmic release. There are relationships that were real, meaningful, and still not meant to remain. Their purpose may have been to awaken a boundary, reveal a wound, restore your voice, or teach you what your heart can no longer tolerate. Releasing them does not erase what they meant. It means you stop asking the past to become a future. It was never designed to hold. Some chords remain because you keep revisiting the same question. Why did they do that? Why was I not enough? What if I had said something different? But certain answers cannot be found in another person's behavior. The healing begins when you stop making their inability to love you a verdict about your lovability. You may never receive the apology, explanation, or acknowledgement your heart hoped for. Yet closure can still begin in the moment you decide that your peace will no longer depend on someone else becoming capable of giving you what they withheld. You can honor the lesson without carrying the relationship. You can bless the memory without reopening the door. You can acknowledge that you loved someone deeply and still decide that peace is more sacred than potential. As these old contracts dissolve, your energy becomes available for what is mutual, present, and real. Think of it as opening your hands after holding a stone for too long. At first, you may notice only the soreness. Then you realize you can move again. You can reach toward the future without dragging the weight of what has already ended. The fourth key is divine timing, surrender. Surrender does not mean becoming passive. It does not mean waiting in a room with your life on hold. It means releasing the belief that force can create alignment. You continue walking, creating, working, laughing, learning, and serving. You simply stop trying to wrestle a particular outcome into existence. You may be trying to calculate when, where, and how love will arrive. You may be searching for signs so constantly that you have forgotten to listen to your own body. But the heart does not open through pressure. It opens through safety. And sometimes the timing you call delay is the interval in which your discernment becomes strong enough to recognize what you once would have chased. There are connections you could have entered too early and mistaken for destiny because your longing was louder than your wisdom. There are people who might have met you before you knew how to remain yourself in love. There are versions of you that would have accepted crumbs simply because they arrived with intensity. Divine timing is not withholding love from you. It is teaching you to distinguish a door from a mirror, a true invitation from another lesson wearing the shape of desire. The river does not force itself around every stone. It continues, trusting the landscape to reveal its way forward. Let your life have that same intelligence. What is meant for you will not require you to violate your values, betray your intuition, or become exhausted from proving that you are worthy of being met. The fifth key is magnetic embodiment. You cannot consistently call in a relationship whose emotional atmosphere you refuse to practice within yourself. If you seek calm but live in constant anticipation, your system may continue choosing what feels familiar rather than what feels healthy. If you long for honesty but silence your own truth, you may keep encountering people who cannot meet you openly. This is not blame. It is awareness. Your energy is not a punishment system. It is a communication field. Every time you keep a promise to yourself, speak a needed truth, rest without guilt, or walk away from what diminishes you, you teach your heart that love does not require self-abandonment. Each small act becomes a signal sent into the depths of your being. I am safe with me. I listen to me. I will not trade my dignity for temporary closeness. Begin embodying the feeling you believe your counterpart will bring. Let yourself experience steadiness before someone else confirms it. Let joy become a daily practice rather than a reward for reunion. Let your home, your body, your schedule, and your inner dialogue become places where love already has somewhere to land. Light a candle for yourself. Eat with attention. Rest when your body asks. Speak to yourself as you would speak to someone entrusted to your care. These simple acts are not separate from sacred partnership. They are the soil from which healthy partnership grows. The sixth key is separation wisdom. Distance can reveal what closeness concealed. When someone is absent, you may feel the full intensity of your attachment, but you also gain the opportunity to see whether the connection was rooted in mutual devotion or in the ache of uncertainty. Not every separation is a promise of reunion. Sometimes it is the soul's way of returning you to yourself. Sometimes the sacred purpose of a connection is completed when you no longer need its return to validate your transformation. This truth may hurt, but it also frees you from turning another person's choices into a spiritual puzzle you must solve. You do not have to decode every dream or coincidence. You do not have to build a shrine to a possibility while your present life waits unattended. If a connection is meant to return, it will not require you to remain frozen. If it is aligned, it will meet you through clarity, accountability, and changed behavior, not only through dreams, coincidences, or emotional surges. You are allowed to leave space for possibility without building your entire life around someone who is not presently participating in it. Keep your heart open, but keep your feet on the ground. Hope can be sacred when it does not become an excuse to abandon the present. The seventh key is reunion readiness. The final lock opens from within. It opens when you no longer want love only because it will end your loneliness. It opens when you can welcome partnership without making partnership your identity. It opens when you understand that being chosen is beautiful, but choosing a life of truth is more important. Readiness does not mean the absence of fear. It means fear is no longer driving the vehicle. You can feel nervous and still communicate. You can feel vulnerable and still hold boundaries. You can desire closeness and still respect the pace at which trust is built. You can allow someone to see you without handing them the power to decide whether you are worthy of being seen. You will still have tender places. You will still have tender places. You will still have days when old memories rise like mist over the water, but you will no longer confuse the presence of fear with the presence of danger, nor the presence of desire with the presence of destiny. You will learn to move slowly enough for truth to reveal itself. This is what sacred union consciousness truly asks of you. Not obsession, not endless waiting, not the romanticization of suffering. It asks for two people who are willing to meet reality with open hearts, two people who can hold tenderness and responsibility at the same time, two people who recognize that love is not proven by how much pain they can endure, but by how much truth, care, and presence they are willing to bring. And perhaps this is why the moment will feel so ordinary. You may not be trying to be radiant. You may not be dressed for destiny. You may be moving through the day as yourself, without the armor you once believed love required. That is the frequency your soul has been preparing to inhabit. Not a performance, but a presence. The sacred does not always descend with spectacle. Sometimes it comes disguised as a conversation that feels easy, a silence that feels comfortable, or a kindness that asks for nothing in return. The person who is aligned with your heart will not only remember how you looked, they will remember how it felt to be near you. They will remember that something in the room became quieter. They will remember the quality of your attention, the warmth in your voice, the way your presence did not demand anything from them. And you will remember something too, the feeling of not needing to become someone else to be received. Here is the deeper revelation. You are not being asked to make love happen. You are being invited to become unavailable for everything that requires you to abandon the truth of your heart. This is the real preparation, not perfect appearance, perfect timing, or perfect confidence, but a willingness to remain loyal to the divine intelligence within you. Every heartbreak that taught you to listen more carefully was not wasted. Every ending that returned you to your own center was not proof that you were forgotten. Every season when love seemed distant may have been clearing the inner noise that once made it impossible to recognize peace. Even the tears you thought were evidence of weakness may have washed the windows of your perception, allowing you to see more clearly what is worthy of your devotion. The loneliness you have known was not always emptiness. Sometimes it was protection from entering a bond before you could remain whole inside it. Sometimes it was the sacred pause between an old identity and a new one. Sometimes it was your soul refusing to let you settle for a connection that could touch your body but never truly meet your heart. The silence was not always rejection. Sometimes it was the space in which your own voice finally became audible. You are not late. You are not overlooked. You are not too much for the love that is aligned with you. You are learning the difference between being wanted and being honored, between being pursued and being cherished, between being intensely desired and being safely held. You are learning that love can be passionate without being possessive, deep without being destabilizing, and spiritual without becoming an excuse to ignore reality. When the right moment arrives, you will not need to force its meaning. You will not have to chase every sign or convince yourself that confusion is spiritual depth. Something within you will recognize the quality of the encounter. Not because every question disappears, but because your body will no longer be screaming for proof. You will feel curiosity instead of compulsion, openness instead of panic, a quiet sense that you can remain yourself and still be loved. Tonight, or whenever you feel ready, place your hand over your heart. Breathe slowly and say, I release the need to earn what is meant to meet me. I welcome love that is clear, mutual, peaceful, and true. I trust my heart to recognize what honors my soul. Do not say these words to force a particular person toward you. Say them to return your energy to yourself. Say them because your heart deserves to become a home before it becomes a meeting place. Say them because the love you seek is not only approaching from another direction, it is awakening through the way you speak to yourself, the choices you make, and the standards you are finally willing to protect. Before you scroll, take a moment to be part of what's forming here. Drop one intention in the comments, something real from your heart journey. Then respond to someone else's with encouragement or love. This isn't content, it's collective healing. Love multiplies when hearts connect. If something in this message resonated, don't keep it to yourself. Someone in your life is waiting for this exact activation. Share it, and if you felt a soul nudge, subscribe. Stay in the flow of divine love guidance. You're not just watching, you're healing. This is your sacred space, and we're just getting started.